If you're in a fat loss phase and you're feeling anxious about the holidays coming up and you're worried about the progress that you've made and if you're going to lose it, I want to talk to you for a sec. Now, first off, this video is not going to be about here's my 5 tips on how to eat as few calories as possible during the holiday season. This is not that video. That being said, I want to encourage you to think about, okay, I don't want to lose all the progress that I've been making either, right? Thanksgiving is already problematic, so we're not going to touch that in this video. But besides that, it's meant to be about family. It's meant to be about abundance. It's meant to be about gratitude and all of those things. It's not about how can I make my favorite meal a low calorie, high protein version of that. It's going to be disgusting. You're going to feel deprived and you're not going to feel like you had a good time. So don't do that. Okay, so let's talk about how to enjoy your holiday without feeling like a failure and derailing all of your goals. So first and foremost, listen, if you don't listen to anything else, don't skip breakfast or lunch. Just don't skip breakfast or lunch. Many people feel like, oh, okay, well, I'll save my calorie budget for the main meal, the big shebang. We don't want to be out here doing that. Number one, if you're eating regular meals throughout the day, when it comes to the big meal, you're not feeling like it has to be a huge meal to satisfy all of your cravings and to fill up this gap that you haven't been eating throughout the day. The idea here is also that you shouldn't be making up for what you're planning to do in that one meal. Some people go the day before and start doing all sorts of stuff, and then other people the days after start doing all sorts of stuff like walking 10 miles, and suddenly you're gonna run a marathon because you had one super fattening meal. Really? Relax, calm down. And I'm saying this to you, but I'm saying it to myself as well. Like, we've all been there and we need to not be there. It's just gonna help you avoid overeating during dinner. You're going to enjoy your dinner much more because you're actually eating what you're choosing to eat and what you are amped for, right? That casserole that auntie makes, you're going to enjoy the portion of it that you're sensibly putting on your plate. You're not going to be like, I'm famished, and then start putting any random thing, whatever's done first and all of that. And then you have no room for the actual pieces of the meal that you like. That goes into my second tip. Go in with a plan. And I don't mean a super strict, these are the macros I'm going to hit. First of all, forget macros for the day. You have Tuesday and Wednesday, and you have Friday and Saturday. Thursday is not the day. We're talking about Thanksgiving Thursday, right? So Thursday is not the day for that. It's really not. So when I say plan, what I'm talking about is you already are going in knowing what the menu is for most of us, right? You know that auntie's bringing her casserole, Unc got the whatever Unc brings, and so you know typically what is served at Thanksgiving, and you know what your go-to favorites are. Make sure you hit those go-to favorites. If there's extra stuff on the side or that weird thing that so-and-so's cousin brought, you don't have to try everything. Just stick with the stuff that you know you like. Put reasonable portions, which from not having starved yourself all day, you're going to be better able to make a choice of, cool, I'm just going to have this reasonable portion, and then keep it pushing. Again, this is not about keeping portions as small as possible. This is about being reasonable with what you're eating so that you're not feeling like crap afterwards because you've overstuffed yourself because you underate prior. Another thing you want to do is try to pack leftover meals. What I mean by that is pack a whole meal where once you put it in the fridge, the next day you could take it out and that already is your lunch. You don't have to go to this Tupperware and that Tupperware and that Tupperware and try to figure out what the meal is. Because what happens is if you just pack a whole thing of rice, come back the next day, what's going to happen? Your portions are going to go crazy, right? So try to meal prep. Instead of packing up leftovers in groups, pack up leftovers in meals. And you'll notice a lot of what I'm saying here is basically just treat it like any other day, except it's a planned deviation from what you normally eat. One of the ways I think about dieting, and I know that word has a lot of baggage attached to it, but I don't see it that way. For me, I'm looking at the definition of dieting, which is basically a way of eating, right? So if your way of eating right now is a way that is going to induce more fat loss, then days like Thanksgiving should just be a planned slight deviation from that. The day before and the day after, you're right back on track with your regular eating habits. If you can keep some of those habits during that same day, that's great too, right? If you find yourself being able to be mindful and present and all of that during your meals during Thanksgiving, wonderful. If not, it's one day. It's one day where you have decided today's just going to be a fun food day. I'm not going to eat myself sick. I'm not going to starve myself before and after. Just going to have a good time. Another thing you want to do throughout the day is to keep active. Take a walk after dinner. Grab some cousins that you haven't talked to in a while. The morning of, go for a walk, get some coffee, go out for a run. Watch the leaves or something with grandma and grandpa. If your gym is open, that's a great option. There's so many things that you could be doing that day to keep active. And this is not about calorie busting, right? Although it does obviously help with that. This exercise session or whatever you're doing to keep active on the holiday is more about clocking in. It's just about keeping the habit going and remembering that you enjoy moving. Another bonus with keeping active on Thanksgiving or any holiday is the fact that you can have a moment of peace. I mean, how many of us can stand our relatives for that long without a break? Take a walk. It's a great opportunity to remind yourself, hey, we're still making progress. I've had 10 pieces of pie today. We're still on track. Everything's fine. It's one day. It's also something to help you keep engaged and present with your loved ones. Like I said at the onset, Thanksgiving is about gratitude. It's about family. It's about food. The best parts of it anyway. I mean, the whole point of getting together collectively and sitting down and enjoying shared food that we've cooked for each other is to keep connected, is to be a part of a community that's not just blood ties, because there's people that are across from you that you haven't seen in a while, that you want to talk with, that you've grown to appreciate in a different way as you get older, etc. Make it about that, because it is about that. Stay present with those people. A lot of them you don't know how long you're going to have them still. And part of, well, at least for me, part of me keeping myself healthy and maintaining my activity level and getting more muscle and working on my bone density and all of those things to help support myself getting older, a lot of our elders are not doing that. And when you have the time to spend with them, to show by example that you can care for yourself, and to sit with them and just have fun with them, regardless of everything else going on outside the world, man, you better take advantage of those times. Don't make it about, well, Ma, you put the cream on there again and I asked for it without cream, or gosh, is there like no, high protein pasta that you got? Like what, or oh man, can you just not cook with oil on that? Bruh, the stress that all of that sort of stuff and maintaining that level of meticulousness in your diet on holidays, the stress that that's giving you is probably going to do way more for keeping the weight on than actually getting rid of those extra calories that you would have eaten. Okay? So in any case, hopefully I've reached someone The entire point of this channel is to help support other folks that have gone through a weight loss journey or are maintaining their weight loss. I happen to be plant-based. It's not just for plant-based people that I'm doing this, but I hopefully can find some community on here and keep our mind right, keep our mind right, and enjoy this. If you're working for a new body, it makes no sense to not enjoy that new body, right? You feel me? So let's keep going. Let's keep encouraging each other, and let's not lose sight of what the hell the point is. I hope I've communicated that. All right. See you in another video. I'll probably do more grocery hauls and more high protein meals, and maybe some meal prepping and a little bit more tips on meal plans. But if you want to see anything else, if you think that you want to hear from me about something, I don't know, you let me know. Okay, bye.